again.
Talking about
shit,
window
talking
fairies.
About fairies.
That's why she didn't get adopted. She's a freak.
Because she's a freak.
She's a fucking freak. And she's sitting there singing terribly in this empty-ass church. If anything, this is a haunting movie now. I'm convinced.
Welcome, one and all, once again, to the best podcast on the internet about movies that you guys picked.
The best one there is.
The only greatest one you'll ever hear. Welcome to the Who Suggested This podcast with Drake and Dakota. I'm Drake.
I'm Dakota.
And that's us, and that's what we do, and that's what this is. It's December time. That's the end of the year times where the snow happens in places that's not here.
That's not here.
Nah, no snow here. And let's keep it that way.
But I'll just bundle up and pretend anyway.
She will. She's going to wear so many layers. I had on a hat for 10 minutes. I got overheated, removed the hat. No hat. Probably still hat hair.
So that explains why we don't have hats on.
Yes. That is
in case
why
you're wondering.
Yes. And I know that you did always wonder. You wondered, are they wearing hats? Well, now you have the undeleted video footage of us not wearing hats to prove the lack of hats in the studio.
Okay.
Today we watched the film. Why are you laughing? Today we watched the film Santa with Muscles. The actual title of I Hate You Guys.
I heard that and I was like, ooh.
That's the one.
Good.
We got to do that one. That's the one.
Who doesn't want a hot zaddy Santa Claus with muscles?
Well, turns out this is one of the classic Hulk Hogan films.
I didn't even know Hulk Hogan really did movies, actually. I thought he was just like a...
Is that a joke?
I just thought he was just like a figure, like a wrestler.
I mean, that's true.
And then just like stayed out there.
I don't think he watched movies in the 90s because he was in a bunch of movies of this caliber.
Yeah. This, I guess, wasn't my speed.
There was the one where like he had like the three children ninja running around with him. What was that one called?
So like that's his thing, is dynamic with three children and him.
Yeah. He always does three kids and him. That's the thing.
He always does three kids.
Ooh, come on. Come on. What? Why you got... It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
All right, children.
Avoid Hulk Hogan, though.
Don't go near him.
Look, it's his thing. All right. He likes three kids. Santa with Muscles. This movie starts off in Hulk Hogan's home, where he sneaks onto his own property that you don't know is his, and then begins to battle his staff in hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, you don't know? You think?
I said that. I said that you don't know it's his property yet. But anyway, he's wearing camo. He sneaks onto the property. He battles the staff. They come at him with various household things and or lawn equipment.
And they're all very yelly.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, as they run at him with like rakes and tire iron.
There's some fun ones in there, but I can't.
A glass of wine. There was an omelet, which in retrospect was his own omelet that was sitting on a table, and he throws. But he looked at it and he goes, free omelet. But you find out very soon that this is his house, so that was his omelet.
Yeah, and he just wanted to throw it away.
So he threw the omelet.
Free omelet.
His chef is named Frenchie.
Frenchie.
Or something.
And his like secretary's
was it
Chaz.
Pierre? It might have actually been Pierre.
Pierre.
Did I call him
the Frenchie, Pierre the Frenchie.
PF.
Not the dog.
P.F. Chang, the chef.
And then he decides, well, then we get the reveal, like, oh, this is my house, this is my staff, blah, blah, blah.
How did I do?
4 minutes, you call that a workout?
Yeah, and then he like walks up to a table that is displaying all of his workout products, and he like goes through them and says, I don't look big enough on the cover of these. Make me bigger and make me tanner. And then his butler is like, hey, your friends are here. And he's like, always business right when I'm in the middle of a workout. Never mix business with pleasure. Rule number 496.
He's like, That's a great saying. Write that down, Chaz.
Write that down.
Oh, God.
So I don't know what it is, but whenever... Okay, so Hulk Hogan has a distinctive acting style. And what I mean by that is it's bad.
Yes.
But when he is portraying this particular character, it is worse than imaginable. Like, I don't know what he's like trying to put on a rich air, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe that's what he's doing. Ha! Like a whole lot of
so fake. It's just
so he goes out for his business meeting, which turns out is a game of paintball with his friends.
But it's not a normal game of paintball.
Right.
They have to chase each other around but they didn't even shoot at each other when they were driving.
Right. So they get in a Hummer with some paintball guns. 2 of them are riding dirt bike motorcycles. And then the Hummer, and they're driving down the road. They go to the paintball thing. They have a meeting with the other guys at the paintball thing where they talk about the rules. They shoot them once and then say, never trust the enemy. Ha ha. And then jump back in the Hummer and are driving away.
But full speed, doing tricks.
Yeah. One of the motorcycle guys lands on the hood of a cop car, on a cop with a very receding hairline.
Goofy ass motherfucker.
Who yells, like terrorists, and then begins a 8 cop car manhunt.
He screams into his radio, "Terrorists! I need backup! Send everyone you've got!"
Yep.
It's just some guys with
just
paintball guns.
Immediately 0 to 100.
Yeah.
0 to 100 on that one. So the cops are now chasing the Hummer, and the friend of Hulk Hogan goes, "Why don't we just pull over?" And he goes, "Ha! Never surrender. Rule number 21. Also, this is fun."
This is fun.
And so they do a little cop chase, cops chasing around. One cop leans out the window and with his shotgun and shoots a billboard.
Just straight up trying to kill these
shoots Santa's
guys.
face off of a billboard.
I don't know. It's just a lot of them shooting paintballs, them trying to shoot real bullets. And then
they kind of get to the middle of downtown, at which point Hulk Hogan goes, "Rule number 48, if ever in doubt, bail out." And then he jumps out of the Hummer, leaving his friend to catch the wheel. And then jogs.
His poor friends.
And then jogs to the local mall.
He starts this car chase and gets it violent with bullets involved. And then he just says,
"This is fun.
See ya. I'm out. I'm going to go to the mall." Jesus Christ.
Look, I don't have a lot of space here because we've got a super high-tech tripod going on. And it has taken up a lot of our space. And that's good. Welcome to the future.
The tripod that's over there is taking up your leg space.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we figured out that mystery. So he jogs into the mall, and inside the mall, we're finding out, oh no, Santa's not here. And people are lined up just screaming Santa for 30 minutes.
There's a bunch of elves gambling and losing money and smoking and just being general degenerates. And the mall Santa lady, who is apparently in charge, is like, "I'll give one of you elves $50 if you can find Santa." One of the elves was on the phone.
Like that.
What's that?
I said I don't remember her sounding
That's
like
exactly how she
like
sounded.
a 50-year-old smoker. I'll give you $50.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
Are we not remembering the same character?
Must have been watching 2 different movies.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about 2 films as if they're the same one. Who suggested this? This is fucking.
Who suggested these?
This is a goddamn shitty premise.
But then one of the elves is on the phone with a loan shark and was like, oh, looks like my luck's turned around.
And then we get as soon as that conversation ends, we get a fucking switch to the other end of the phone where we're talking to the loan shark, who turns out to be a doctor who is using a band of thugs consisting of a geologist, a chemist, and a lady who has electrified hands.
It is a weird batch of goons.
to convince an overweight shoe salesman to sell his store.
Since you're going to be hanging around a while, let me introduce you to my staff of scientists. Don't be disturbed by the fact that they've been kicked out of some of the finest universities in the world.
You
We're going to make such an interesting fossil.
Some find the scent of methane gas offensive. I like to think of it as nature's perfume.
Ah, spring.
Huh? They're like, well, you gonna do it? I'll never sell my store. And then they're just not even like really doing anything, just kind of electrocuting him, making him smell things. And then he's like, I'll sell later. But
Well, because we find out that this elaborate four-man gang of goons is led by the evil Mr. Frost.
Mr. Frost.
Yeah, imagine having a Jack Frost character in a Santa film.
I don't know what to say.
Shocking.
He's not even the one that gets frozen.
I'm goddamn floored. He didn't get frozen. Oh, he should have gotten frozen.
The other guy did.
God, the doctor got frozen. Well, I mean, he was being a sexual predator.
Frost was just a germaphobe.
Yeah, what the?
What is this about?
I mean, and then he was like constantly squirting Purell into his yard, and he had all of his bushes wrapped up in like saran wrap.
Oh, I think at the very last scene we were supposed to tell that it was all because of allergies. Nothing else. Not even germs, actually. I think it was just allergies.
Oh, he had allergies.
Because he sneezed at the end, and I think that
He
was
did
supposed to
sneeze
explain
because
it.
they took off his spacesuit, his hazmat suit.
Back to the goons. My biggest issue, which I said 100 times when we were watching it, was the main doctor guy. He wore his stethoscope so dumbly. Like, okay, in a movie. I wish I had something.
Where's my stethoscope?
Where's my prop stethoscope? So, you take it and they listen, they take it out, and then they put it on their shoulders like this, right? This guy just like had it hanging here, and then the tip of it was always by his crotch.
Yep, listening to the dick.
And it was very odd. I hated it.
Just wants to hear the whoosh.
If you wear your stethoscope like that, doctors, you're dumb.
You're dumb. You heard it here first, guys.
You're done.
Yeah, y'all
You're
dumb.
done.
You dumb doctors. Nobody wants you.
What he said.
Said the owner of the mall.
Darling.
Darling. Don't worry about it, dollface.
So back to the mall.
Right, we're back to the mall.
Hulky Poo is hiding out, and
he's sneaking around the back, the hallways of the mall, which there are a ton of.
And okay, in my mind, I was like, why is he sneaking around and finding a disguise? Like, there's no way the cops
saw him jump out of that Hummer
and run into the mall and knew to find him in the back hallways, and then. Immediately.
Fucking wrong. She fucking wrong. That's what happened.
Wrong.
So what? Hulk found a Santa costume, slipped into a closet to put it on just as the cops walk into the hallway. So he comes out wearing the Santa costume. The cops are like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Claus. Have you seen a guy walking, like a terrorist walking around in a full camo suit? Looking like a general ruffian." And Hulk's like, "No, idiots." And they're like, "That's a weird way for Santa to talk." And then Santa starts walking away. Hulk Hogan starts walking away in his Santa suit, and the little boy walks to the back hall. He goes, "Santa, I thought I missed you. Will you take a look at my list?" And then it made a cash register noise as he unrolled it.
Unroll that scroll.
As he unfurled his scroll, and he goes, "Get lost, little boy." And he like pushes him into the wall, and the kid's like, "Ah!" And the cops are like, "That's super weird." And then they see the
It's
camo pants hanging out the back of Hulk Hogan's little Santa suit. And they're like, "That's the guy!" And they start running after him, and they turn a corner, and he's gone. Poof!
Where'd he go?
Where the fuck did he go? Let me tell you where he went. And they're like, "I think he went up into the vents." He didn't go up into the vents. He dropped down into the trash chute and was dangling right next to him, listening to their dumbass conversation.
Right beside them, they can see big old paws just hanging there. And they're just like leaning against the wall, like the hole's right here. They're like, "Well, I don't know where he went."
Well, he could be anywhere. I think he's up in the vents. In the vents? Are you crazy? Did you see the size of that guy?
But as that's going on, some janitors up there dumping out trash.
Which, again, would make someone go, "What's falling right next to me?" But no, not unfazed by the falling trash. Eventually, the janitor dumps a big old Santa, which donks Hulk Hogan on the head.
Oh.
He falls all the way down the trash chute and then hits his head on the floor at the bottom of it. So he flips over somehow. in the trash chute.
Just a double head hit.
This giant effing man just does a inside the trash chute, comes out head first.
It was a very large trash
It was
chute.
huge. That's true.
And then so he's knocked out unconscious, and one of the elves, the one that was talking to Mr. Frosty,
The guy who's in a lot of debt with the
he's in a lot of debt, and he finds him and he steals his wallet, and he's like, oh, and he's just like, it's always just close up of his face going like, oh.
He looks at the ID. He goes, Blake, this guy's the richest guy in 10 states.
10 of them, guys.
What the fuck does that mean? How do you pick the states? Is it the lower 10? Is it like
And why do you know specifically?
there are 40 states with people richer than him, but in 10 of them he's the richest guy.
I don't think I would ever know that statistic. I would just be like, oh, this is one of the richest people in the US.
No, that's the richest guy in 10 states.
10 of them.
Well-known Blake, whatever. Blake Thorne, richest guy in 10 states.
He must be great at trivia.
Oh my god. Dude, trivia team. Come on.
Mr. Elfie.
All I'm saying is get over here, you little shady shit.
You little shady shit. So yeah, and then he's just like, oh boy, like I have his wallet, Amex visas. Oh, look at all this money.
Oh, I'm doing a little I'm rich and skeezy dance. But then Blake starts to wake up, right? Hulk Hogan, Blake, Santa Claus, the 3 names that I give this man.
Oh my gosh. And he's just like, where am I?
I've got very selective amnesia.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on? You're Santa Claus.
You look like Santa. Look at you. You got the beard. You got a suit. There's a bunch of kids waiting for you upstairs. What? Come on. We'll get you up there, man. And he's like, no, I can't be Santa. He's like, no, look in the mirror. And he looks in the mirror. He's like, oh, I am Santa.
I guess I am.
I guess I am.
So he's like trying to win that $50. So he's like, come on, look, I found Santa, you guys.
And then she's like, fine. Escort him to the Santa chair, please. 2 steps to the left, sits in the Santa chair.
Escort him.
Escort him to the Santa throne. Yeah, shady goon. Can you at least take him all the way?
Fucking kids are screaming their ears off. Get him over there.
Yeah, they've been chanting Santa Claus for at least 45 minutes. We're losing money here.
What parents are just like, yeah, we can wait all day.
Santa.
Lining up the stairs. Just like lining everywhere, just waiting for hours, screaming, Santa.
Evidently, you were never a child in the 90s. It was a very big deal.
It's either Santa was there and we got in line, or if Santa's not there, we just walk on by.
No. You stand and you wait because you need that man to know exactly which Hot Wheels things you need for your living room, okay?
Exactly.
It's got to be the one with 2 loops. I need double loops on my Hot
I
Wheels
wanted the
car.
Barbie that like spun.
You want to spin a Barbie?
It was a little ballerina Barbie or whatever. And you just push the button, she just goes.
I think they called that a Beyblade.
That's what I really wanted.
Yeah, everybody did. It's a top, but with a thingy. So
and then so they're sitting there
he does
doing
the,
Santa
he
things.
does the Santa thing for a while.
And then some thugs come and steal charity money.
Yeah, one of them takes their shirt and he puts it all the way over this charity money globe, which is thing. Like, yeah, it's bigger than that. Like her arm, yep, like it's huge. It doesn't fit under his shirt remotely. It's very obvious, but they start walking and they get about 10 steps out and it falls and breaks and all the singles fall on the ground. They're like, quick, now the plan is to pick up all the money. Grab all of it you can. They say that out loud. They're like, new plan, grab what you can. A little Asian girl walks up to her. She's like, what's going on here?
What are you up to?
What is this?
Santa!
And they're like, don't worry about it, little girl. We're taking this money to the charity. She goes, I don't think that's true. Santa!
And then Hulk.
She yells it. The entire mall quietens, and Hulk, his little Santa ears perk up. He's like, a child needs me.
No crime on my watch.
He goes running out there. He's like, what you're doing is naughty. And they're like, hey, what are you going to do about it, guy? And they stand up, and everybody, like, this movie definitely takes place in New York, and everybody is that guy.
Yes.
What are you going to do about it, fella? And then they stand up to him, and, he's Hulk, and they're on their knees in the shot, clearly. So they only come up to his chest.
And then he
They did the Hobbit thing.
does a little 1 and a 2.
He's like, and they're like, oh, what was it? He's like, Santa, I'll give you a lump of coal for Christmas. And he goes, how about 2 lumps? Dunk, dunk.
Didn't he only punch him once though?
He did. I really wanted him to do it twice, but it didn't even make sense.
At least if you're gonna be cheesy, be extra cheesy.
Like, fuck it, God.
How about 2?
How about 2 lumps? Pop, pop, ba-boo, ba-ba-booey. So they have a fight. He becomes, the whole mall is like whirled into a frenzy.
The crowd's going wild.
And Hulk's like, who wants to help Santa clean up this mess? And everyone's like, ah! And then what? He sees a sign. He sees a sign in the mall about some orphanage, like charity drive, and he's like, they need me. And so like somehow he gets the skis ball elf to come with him. They hop on a scooter.
So the skis ball elf has his wallet and tried to get like money out the ATM, but he's like, oh, you need your ID, or like you need
thumbprint. You need a
thumbprint.
thumbprint on the ATM machine.
So he's just trying,
as everyone knew was the case in the 90s at ATMs.
Yeah, he's trying to scheme a way to like get all this money from him. So he's sticking with him. Can't lose him.
Can't lose him. Yeah, there could be so many money on those Amex cards. So many money. There should be so many money.
So many monies.
So they get to the place, and they arrive just in time to see the 4 goons trying to drive fucking orphans out of the orphanage.
Well, yeah. So we cut to like Mr. Frost at one point, and he's just like, after they were like, I'll sell, like that's when he's like, I'll sell the shoe shop, and then he's like, perfect, cross it out on a big ass map.
Orphanage is all that's left.
All that's left.
Once I get those fucking kids out of there, my devious plan will come to fruition, which I will not reveal at this time.
We'll find out later.
Find out next time on Mr. Frost's skis shit.
So yeah, so all the goons show up in their ice cream truck, and they're like,
I forgot they're in a goddamn ice cream truck. Sorry, I'm cool. I'm keeping it together. We're fine.
And they show up. They're harassing the kids. Like, it's about time you leave.
Don't you think you guys should get out of here? You don't need families.
They not know how like an orphanage works. They like have very limited resources. Where are they going to buy another huge ass like church building to live in?
They ain't even trying to buy them out. Like the sale, like they bought the shoe store, but they ain't gonna buy the orphanage. They're like, get out of here, you.
If that is all that's left, Mr. Frost should have just bought another building and been like, kids, like we bought you this building as a charity thing. We've upgraded it. We put brand new beds and everything. Don't you guys want to go move? That'd be great.
All right.
Easy.
I'm getting straight into the jump ahead. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
I'm going to reveal.
They're not ready.
If you guys want to watch along with the film as you're watching the podcast, right? If you want to do both at the same time,
which we recommend.
Yep, I'm sure that we've made this in a way that totally makes sense, and that we're not spoiling anything. So if you don't want to be spoiled for the end of the film in the middle of the podcast, skip the next 30 seconds. But
just go la 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 la.
Yeah. Actually, don't skip anything. Go la 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 la, like that one song that was popular for a while.
I'll give you a sign when we're ready.
Yep. We'll do a cool hand signal, but. I'm gonna reveal something. This is the orphanage that Frost grew up in, and he's just trying to bully the kids out. No remorse. Fucking nothing.
And it made no sense.
It never comes up. Like it's
another spoiler alert. It made no sense for this reveal of him growing up in this orphanage.
No, it was completely unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
Anyway,
is that?
Oh,
and we're back.
I think she did a thumbs up. I did that. Gasp! One of us is a skis shit.
Me.
That's my word.
A skis shit. So, they're like, okay. Pause. At the very beginning, the opening scene is the little girl writing a note to Santa Claus about like how shitty her life is, basically.
Before Hulk sneaks onto his own property.
So she looks outside and sees a truck drive away with a Christmas tree, right?
Yep.
At first, it didn't make any sense. I didn't even know she was an orphan. I didn't know what was going on. I was like, why is someone just like stealing this Christmas tree? Okay, so they're back outside. We find out it's the goons in the ice cream truck, and they do the same move, but they steal a statue.
Yeah, they goddamn stealing the orphanage one thing in the yard at a time.
They're just trying to bully them. And I'm just like, just buy them another place. The reason that you want it, another, like, spoiler, is money purposes, I'm assuming. A big plot for something.
We don't know.
We don't know, but it's like,
I refuse to spoil.
you've got money. Buy them a location and be like, there you go, kids. Here's a gift. And then
Get out of here, you guys.
it'll be yours.
It's better. It's a house not made out of cardboard. Spoiler, we learned that the house is made out of cardboard.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm an old firehouse. Kids love to go down those little zoopy poles.
Hulk and the skis ball elf show up on a little scooter just as these guys are bullying them yet again. They drive off with the statue, and they're about to run over the old man.
The old man, I guess, that works in the orphanage. He decides to stop in the middle of the road to stop them.
He's like, stop! You won't take this statue! And he's like standing in the middle of the road, holding his hands up, and all 4 of the goons are in the front seat of the ice cream truck like,
full speed.
yeah, just
at
like
this man standing.
just gonna fucking plow this old man.
Stop it! You better stop there. You're gonna have to
But the car stops and they all slam into the window, and it's just like instant, and the tires are still going, and everyone's like, what's going on? And Hulk is standing in the middle of the road holding the chain like,
Quietly moving.
he just stopped an ice cream truck going full steam by grabbing the chain and being Hulk, I guess. Like, I ain't even talking like feet skidding along the road, like holding it. Like, there's no like tension in his muscles. It's
Well, he is the Hulk, so
I guess. Well, not the green one.
We don't know that.
That's Hulk Hogan.
we don't know that.
Well, no, his name's not Bruce. I did forget his name now, though. Blake. It's Blake. Blake, not Bruce.
So, what if it was Bruce?
Well, then I would have been on your side.
Oh, okay. So then he lets the truck go and they skid off or whatever, and then they're like talking to the orphanage, which only consists of 3 children.
Only 3 kids. We managed to find homes for all the other kids. We're the rejects.
What a privileged town. Or there's only just a couple orphans.
I feel like, aren't they like in LA?
I don't. Yeah. Three fucking kids, and one of them is Mila Kunis, by the way. Kids.
So tiny.
You did a little Mila Kunis.
She's a baby Mila.
Which, fun fact, in the middle of the podcast. So Mila Kunis is one of the orphans, and the Buddy the Elf guy is what's his name? I wrote it down. It is Don Stark, who plays Donna's dad in that 70s show. So they've come full circle all together. How sweet.
Actors know each other through Hulk. It's 7 layers of Hulk Hogan. That's the game.
I love that 70s show.
Yeah.
Why wasn't the Hulk in that?
I think he was done acting by that point. I think he stopped acting once Macho Man Randy Savage slammed him in a diss track.
These are words that I don't understand.
Macho Man Randy Savage?
Yep. What's that?
Bonesaw is ready. That's him in Spider-Man. It's another wrestler. You don't know who Macho Man is?
No.
Snap it to him,
Like
Slim Jim?
like a macho man.
Sort of.
I wanna be a macho man.
Oh my god. Anyway, they for whatever reason, the adults in this situation were like, "Oh my god, you saved us. What's your name?" And he's like, "Santa." And they're like, "Oh, that's normal. Come inside. Let us feed you and fix your clothes. And you sleep here tonight. You adults who probably have your own place, come into this house with children."
Whose identity is apparently Santa. We don't know you. Yes, please sleep here. And then near Buddy there looks like a scheming shit.
Scheming?
What was your word?
Ski shit.
Ski shit?
Skis.
Skis shit.
Yeah.
He looks like a little skis shit. Why don't you come on through? Oh. And they're cracking up about the PJs that they gave these guys, how ridiculous they look, but they don't want to question why they have a fully grown man-sized bunny
suit.
onesie.
Bunny onesie. And that was given to the elf boy. The Hulk, like, they made fun of his. Like,
it was just
they were laughing
monk
at it.
robe?
But yeah, he just had it was just a robe.
It just looked like a robe.
He just had like a robe that was like maybe a little small on him, but like not really.
It's like, okay, it would have been funny, I guess, if he was just like the bunny guy was like, oh, you look ridiculous. But he kept going on about it.
Yep.
And so then I was like, is that the joke? Or, because that's a really long joke.
It's a long joke.
Ay.
I will say at this point, when the Hulk was acting as Santa Claus, his acting was so much better than it was as Blake. Don't know why. I mean, it wasn't good, but at least it wasn't like a lot.
It's like
I forgot for a while.
It's like the more character details he has,
The more he
like,
tries to put in.
yeah, like, what's his name? Brett
Brett Favre. Barry White.
Barry White. It's like, wait, what's the guy's name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
His character.
Oh, Blake.
Blake.
I just kept...
They're like Blake is a multi-millionaire, owns a thriving enterprise, does this, does that. He doesn't know what to do. It's like, okay, this character has amnesia, so it's basically a blank slate. Got it.
I think one of my favorite moments for Blake was whenever he first grabbed the paintball gun and him and his gang were about to like go get in the Hummer. He goes, "Let's go!" And he like leads with his chest and like prances off to the fucking Hummer. And at that I was like, "Whoa, what?"
That's how people behave.
What? No, ain't no one behaving like that. Oh shit, maybe I'm wrong.
Let's go.
Away. So we're back in the orphanage. They're eating breakfast the next morning, and the elf sees Blake's face on the cereal box, and so he grabs the cereal box, pours rice all over his eggs and bacon, like little Rice Krispies. He pours it all over his eggs and bacon, and then folds the box up and puts it under his armpit. And he's like, "It's better this way. I'll recycle this box. Everything is normal."
Remember, kids, recycling is important.
And then Hulk goes, "That's true." That is important.
Wholesome scene.
Yeah. The little girl is like losing her mind because she's super happy to have Santa in the house, but she did get a little freaked out this morning when when Hulk walked into the kitchen not wearing his beard. And then she's like, "Where's your beard?" At which point he's like,
Yes.
Mrs.
Claus.
Mrs. Claus says it's itchy, so I just put it on for deliveries. And she's like, "Oh,
Okay.
I'm sex."
That again.
Like they use that a lot in film. It's not my fault. I'm a stupid child, and so I'll accept what you say.
So then, evil Buddy the elf is talking on the phone with Mr. Frost again, like, I'll get you the money. He's like, "No, I know you're in the orphanage." Oh, because the news has followed them and it's all over the place because of the mall scene. So now they're like, "Oh, and now he's in an orphanage. Wow, this Santa's amazing."
Little Mila first gave Hulk Hogan his new suit though. She restitched it for him. She took off the sleeves, gave it a nice trim. So now, the Hulk arms are out in the Santa suit all the time. So that's important for the interview. Also,
Santa
at
Daddy.
breakfast, Evil Buddy got a thumbprint off of a milk glass that Hulk was using. A big nasty thumbprint.
It was a thick thumbprint.
Like it was some nasty
They
shit.
had to make sure we saw it.
Like
but
he had put his hands in like some oatmeal and then
yeah,
skeeched it right on that milk glass, that tiny
Disgusting.
baby milk glass.
And then he was like, "I'll help. I'll wash this."
He grabs the milk glass and he like runs it to the ATM and he doesn't even like take it off or anything. He just rolls the milk glass over the ATM thumbprint thing.
That's your right thumbprint. We need your left.
Put the other thumb on. And he's like, "No!" And that was the last time they ever brought up the ATM thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that needed to be a rule of threes joke.
Yeah.
And it was not.
It really needed that extra element for sure.
Like that last try.
Jeez. But and then we have
back to the interview.
But we have that terrible news interview where he is out there. They've donned the name Santa with muscles.
Yeah, they gave him Santa with muscles.
And then
That's the name of the film.
whoa.
Oh, wah!
No, and so we have this really bad scene where they're asking him questions and then he doesn't know how to answer them. So he just looks he like constantly is just like,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
You're the news girl. I'll be Santa.
So, Santa with muscles, how did you get here? Buddy the elf is over there going like,
yeah, which
Rooster.
Rooster.
So, tell us, how did you get here?
Well, Rooster. Sleigh? Reindeer. The reindeer brought me here.
Of course.
Oh, you came down on your reindeer. And how did you get those muscles?
I love to eat a lot of reindeer meat.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's a joke.
That's a joke.
And then the elf runs in. He's like, "Well, that's enough for today. That's all the time. Santa's got a lot of Christmas cheer to spread. You got to get anyway. I'm still wearing my buddy suit, so everybody, I'll fucking catch you guys later. Catch you on the flippity flop."
I'm just like, you're watching the news, and the guy that's answering is always,
eating a lot of reindeer. Oh God! And the selective goddamn amnesia, because when they're at breakfast or dinner or whatever, the little girl goes and gets him cookies and hands him a cookie, and he looks at it, he's like, "Is this healthy?
With all the fats
Like,
and
do I like
sugars?
this? Is this healthy?" And she's like, "Yeah." And the elf's like, "Of course you like it. It's a cookie." He's like, "It's got so much fat in it. Is this non-fat milk?"
It's just so ingrained in his DNA, this healthy lifestyle, that amnesia or not, it comes out.
He's gonna remember that all he eats is health gruel.
Blech.
Blech. Is this when the little girl was fucking singing in the church?
Yeah, she's singing in the church.
Like being a little annoying.
Talking
sack of
about
shit,
window
talking about
fairies.
fairies.
That's why she didn't get adopted. She's a freak.
Because she's a freak.
She's a fucking freak. And she's sitting there singing terribly in this empty ass church. If anything, this is a haunting movie now. I'm convinced.
You're so fine, angel baby. If I sing it just right, I might be able to wake up the fairies in the window.
Bitch, there's a ghost in the house. I'm out.
Dude, she's just singing alone in a fucking empty ass church. That child's possessed and needs to go.
Yeah, I'm sad that the camera didn't do like a triple zoom in with a chink, chink, chink.
I fucking wish this turned into a horror movie.
Oh, that would have been a twist.
Yeah, I sing because it brings out the fairies in the window.
So Hulk and her had a magical singing moment where they sang the weirdest fucking song.
Blech.
It was
Terribly.
a weird song, and then the windows started to sparkle.
Aww.
It was at this point that you knew in your heart of hearts that by the end of this, those kids would be living in a millionaire's mansion, the richest man in 10 states.
That is our that was our theory.
That was our projection.
Halfway projection 5 to 10. At this point in the movie, we're like, oh, he's gonna take in these kids because there's only 3 of them, so that's a reasonable amount of children to put inside a mansion, right?
Yep. It's not
Okay.
not too many.
So, they bond, and then the thugs come back at this point.
Already?
Yeah, they're back to scare the children, and
Oh, is this where they get in like the fist fight in the yard?
yeah, Santa beats him up.
And Santa beats him up, and he like shoves a tape recorder in the doctor's mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a long.
I think in there
Long
somewhere there might have been like another flash of Frost's mansion where like the doctor's like borderline hugging him, holding the little
Checking
stethoscope
his
up to
heart in the weirdest, most sensual way possible.
and or also checking his like blood pressure as he's stomping around the room. It's just like those must be some fucking allergies, man. But after this, one of the little boys sneaks off.
He sneaks off.
He follows the ice cream truck with his slingshot on his little bicycle. He follows the ice cream truck. He leaves his Walkman in the yard. That's how they know where he went. And he's gonna go and slingshot a window at Mr. Frost's mansion for bullying him because he wants to be like Santa.
That really would have done the trick, I think.
But anyway, Santa and the Buddy the Elf follow him over there, and there's a weird, how are we going to get over this pointy fence? And Hulk throws him and then jumps the fence. He's like, is that necessary? And then they're sneaking through the yard, and there's some very, very intelligent guards walk by them.
I like them so much.
Some very intelligent guards.
On the control groups we use compared to code blood wasn't proper. If you quantify that data, you'll see.
Wrong, it'll never work.
But I found the formula for pain.
They're having a discussion with a lot of buzzwords that don't mean anything. As they're
I
wearing
love
lab coats, walking around the yard
I
in the middle of the night.
I got inspired. I want to start doing that.
Just coming up with like fucking science-based buzzwords.
Whenever I come up to people at work, I'm just going to be like, oh, God, I really need to analyze these microbial, these microscopic amoebas before the whole project hits its deadline. Oh, hi. What can I get for you today?
Oh, do you? Sorry,
Hi.
I just didn't see you there.
I didn't see you there.
Me just going on and on about my side projects.
Damn it, Roger. If you don't talk to the control groups and get me a firm sample on this,
We're gonna need some practice.
I gotta figure it out.
We're not very good. We gotta. What is this? Some things that we need.
I'm gonna write down some key points and then we're good.
Yeah. I just need a list of sentences.
Yeah.
Just write it on the palm of my hand.
I want to be like a secret genius.
No, you want everyone to think you're a secret
Yeah.
genius.
Think I'm a secret genius while I
Different.
sling them some beers.
Different.
Okay, so then they find out like more about their little scheme as they're saving Taylor.
They listen through the window, right? They find the kid. They're standing at the window. They're listening to the scheme. They're like, oh, we got to get the orphanage because of this red
huge
blob
map.
here on the map that we're pointing at right next to this first floor window that's open.
Yeah, it's probably like it is a huge map, and then they're probably just like circling it in red. Orphanage. Gotta get it.
And they're like, yeah, something underground. And then Hulk's like, And so they go back to the orphanage and they're like, okay, we got to brainstorm, guys. We need a brain session. What could possibly be under this orphanage? And they go around the table. The old man's like, plumbing, electrical wires,
Telephone wires? I don't know.
telephone wires, big rats. Well, they could be talking about the ancient catacombs that the kids use as a clubhouse beneath the church.
Just think about this. The adults answer his question and say nothing's under there but like dirt, ground, rats, telephone wires, whatever. And then the children are like, what about the clubhouse? Oh, the catacombs.
Oh, they could be talking about the catacombs.
The catacombs with a big ass vault in it.
That nobody knows the combination to.
How did I not think of that?
Okay, let's
Why
go
was
check.
rats my first answer?
So we go down there and we're like, there is a big vault door. And the kid's like, yeah, but we only were able to find 3 of the numbers to the combination. We've never been able to find the 4th number. How did we find the first 3 numbers? Well, if you turn the dial, it clunks when it gets to the right number.
Really loudly, so they couldn't quite get there.
That's how we knew that we had the right ones. So they do the first 3 and they're like, but we'll never find the 4th one. At which point Blake walks up and he goes crunk and it opens and he's like, how did I know the number to that combination? And everyone's like, wow, he did it. He opened up the door.
Let's not question how he knew.
That's wonderful. And he's like, I'm trying to think, how did I know? But they go inside and there's a bunch of glowing crystals in there. And they're like, whoa. Well, actually, the little girl who sewed the little Mila, whatever,
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, little Mila comes in there and she's like, I know exactly what these are. These are electrified rocks that glow because of all the electricity in them when they vibrate.
So she's the real genius, not those posers walking around the lawn.
Look, these crystals vibrate and cause electricity and glow, and they're magical.
We learned about that in our science
and
class.
The little boy keeps picking them up, and the orphanage lady's like, stop picking it up. You don't know where it's been. You don't know anything about it.
You don't know where it's been in this locked vault.
For years. Ever since I've been here. It's always been locked. But you don't know where that crystal's been. Anyway, he picks it up again. And she's like, put it down. He goes, fine, and throws it, and it explodes. They're like, we gotta get out of here. This stuff's dangerous.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
And then
that's when Hulk really starts to be like, how did I know it? How did I know it? Well, let me tell you, I'm going to spoil something for you.
Oh, no.
You
Another
ready?
spoiler?
You ready for me to spoil this?
Sure.
Hulk also grew up in this orphanage and forgot.
Doesn't explain why he knew about the Volt numbers, though.
He did it when he was a kid.
They needed to explain it.
He did it when he was a kid.
So there was like a scene or whatever, and he like comes in the office and talks to the lady, and then
we'll get to that.
Okay, but anyway,
we don't want to spoil everything.
Oh, okay. You jump around like this.
It's fun to do.
But anyway, so Dr. Goon at this
Keeps everybody
point in the earlier, after they investigate the crystals, Dr. Goon ends up in their house. Dr. Goon, the doctor with the stethoscope.
DG, got it. Dr. Goon, I get it now.
They were in the house, and then that's when they're like chasing it around him around the house. And,
So yeah. So the Frost calls the elf, Buddy the elf, one more time. He's like, "You got to get him out of there. This is your last chance." And he's like, "I just don't know how to do it. He loves these kids." At which point the doctor shows up, and he's like, "I'm here again." And then Hulk comes up the stairs. He's like, "What? You're still here? But I thought." And then Hulk's like, "But I thought." And then they both run up to the clock tower.
And they fight, but then, so Hulk knocks out Dr. Goon for a minute. But then there's like a Santa that goes up that's up there like doing this. Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. And it turns all the way around.
Snags Hulk by the belt.
And rotates again. And he falls. And he falls into a passing trash dumpster truck.
Yep, just falls right in it. And then looks to the left. Sees one of his health products and goes, "I still need to be bigger." So he is dead. He got his memories back. The trash guy brings him back to his house. He wakes up in his Santa suit in his house. His butler's like, "Where have you been?" And he's like, "I've been Santa."
But then he gets
it's ridiculous.
ridiculous. He gets a phone call, and it's a fake phone call of the woman at the orphanage saying,
he calls her. He looks her up. He goes, "Operator, please connect me to the orphanage.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure everybody there's all right."
"Operator, call the orphanage."
Operator, I need transfer through to the orphanage. Stat.
And then the goons are like mimicking her voice.
No, there's an incredibly elaborate thing going on at the phone pole right outside the orphanage, where one of the geologist is up there with like some shit plugged into the telephone wires, and then it's coming down and it's playing through one speaker into like a receiving unit that is then being pushed through to the truck, where one of the goons is speaking into like a pop filter, and on the other side of the pop filter is like a recording device where they are playing the recording of what she said to them the first time they talked to her, which is, "Get out of here. We don't need you around here."
Yeah, so he's like,
way too many steps going on for playing a recording into a phone.
That's like the epitome of like a one-person job at work, but you're with your friends and you're just like, "No, we definitely need two people to do this, boss.
we need everybody.
We need everybody.
We need the gang. How are we gonna do this without the gang?"
No. You don't understand. It's very elaborate. We have to have everybody on board.
The recording's got to be played through several different lines and filters, and there's a buzzer involved, and somebody's got to have electric hands. There's got to be someone with electric hands. It's just not gonna work.
So they're like telling him like, "We don't need you. Stay away from us," which doesn't make any sense.
And
Like when have we got like
heart.
Nothing happened for
Well,
him
he
to think that.
Yeah, he ran off on him. Maybe he went back to the North Pole.
He did go back to the North Pole.
Maybe he did.
So he's like, "Fine, I won't show up there no more."
And so he like goes and sad eats gruel at a table while his staff like fake attacks him, but he's just not into it. And they're like, "I've never seen the boss so sad. He loves punching me."
"Why doesn't he want to punch me?"
"My name's Pierre. Why don't I get punched today?"
Frenchie Pierre.
Frenchie Pierre. FP.
And while this is going on, while he's sulking, where we see the orphanage, and again, the goons get inside.
Man, they come in the front door with some weird shit. So
lock the door.
The first couple are wearing gas masks. No, they did lock the door. The door blew off the hinges because she electric handsed it.
Oh yeah,
she electric hands the door, and the door blew off. Then they like marched in where like she was wearing a gas mask and another guy was wearing a gas mask, and they were spraying lots of smoke into the room. And then the second half of the group came in and they weren't wearing gas masks, but they were still spraying stuff. And then they're like, "Boss, it's clear." And then Frost comes out in his hazmat suit and he's like, take the kids. We're going to the basement. So they grabbed the children and the adults, and they took everybody to the basement, and they look, and they're like, and he goes, kids, I need you to open this door for me. As if he like thinks that they have the combination. They're like, we don't know nothing. We're just a bunch of kids. And then the orphanage lady is like, what do you need these kids for? Let them go. You don't need that. You just need the building if you just want the building, right? And he's like, then who's gonna mine all the crystal for me? And he puts little mining hats on all the kids and gives them the tiniest little pickaxes. And then, oh, twist!
Then let us go.
Who's going to do my mining? There are children present.
Kids are gonna do the mining. It was adorable.
Who's gonna do the mining?
Not my goons.
I'm not gonna have adults mine these crystals. It's dangerous.
Jeez.
So he's like, fine, if you won't give me the combination, geologist goon. He's like, I've got it. And he gets out a blowtorch. He's like, as he's like doing the hinges on the safe.
All the goons were very elaborate.
They were very There was a lot of plot to each of them. That nope.
They could have used that plot in the movie.
They didn't. They used it on the goons'
But
backstories.
each one of them is very quirky.
Yeah. Well, the geologist is always wearing his his dinosaur hunting clothes. He tells the shoe salesman earlier in the movie, "You're gonna make a wonderful fossil."
And then the chemist is so goofy. He's got little fake teeth in the front.
Fake teeth, and he always talks like this. You're gonna love my stink gas.
And then the other lady had electric hands. She had electric hands.
Yeah, she was very.
They were gloves with electric.
Edgy.
She had electric hands. So the Buddy the Elf calls Hulk at this point. He's like, Frost is here with all of his goons. Oh no, this is your last chance. You gotta get it. You gotta save the kids. The kids are in trouble.
I need to cut in here. So they did that elaborate plan to call him or like answer the phone and say like, we don't need you, like trick him, right? But they didn't decide to do anything else, like cut the phone line.
No, they went ahead and reconnected the phone line. Otherwise, it would have been suspicious.
Yeah, but they didn't think that maybe someone would call him back because like they just left it very open for someone to call him because I think at some point they even like lost track of because Elf was with them like in the crystal room, right? I don't know,
the first time
I feel like they just like they let them like kind of have free reign of the house and didn't cut telephone lines, so it was very quickly like Santa was contacted.
Yeah, very quickly.
And told like, no, we never called, like we didn't tell you that.
He was immediately back on board. He's like, everybody needs my help. Staff, we have a mission. But remember, he's Blake again, so the overacting is like, it's back.
It's back.
Everyone, quickly, we have a mission.
Everyone to the Hummer.
Make sure you polish that tire iron. I need extra sizzle on those scissor cutters. He was like, everybody was just holding household items, and he was just yelling at them that they weren't polished enough. And then he gets them all in the Hummer, and then we have a repeat cop chase.
Exactly, yeah.
It went exactly the same. They drove past the same spot. The cop was still there. He still called them terrorists and brought out his goons. But this time, instead of when in doubt, bail out, Blake was like, never give up, rule number 22.
No surrender.
And the cops had him surrounded. One of the cops pulls out a bazooka.
Huh?
One of the defund the police.
Defund the police if they have that.
If they have bazookas, defund the police. That's all I'm saying. Like there's a level of shit that the police probably don't need, and rocket propelled grenades are not one of them.
I understand they thought they were terrorists, but at least I know, like, come on, you got to take some people alive.
Do you understand that they thought they were terrorists? They were speeding in a Hummer.
Okay. No, okay. I don't get it, but I'm just going to accept it. You know,
okay.
They think they're terrorists.
So they think they're terrorists, and they're going to bazooka them.
But then these guys they got out of the car. Or no, did they? Or they're in the car, whatever.
Cops did. The cops are out of the car.
No, but okay.
Yeah, they're still in the Hummer.
Okay. They don't have any weapons pointed at the cops, right? So in your mind, you'd be like,
it's a Hummer that is surrounded by cop cars, and that is all we know.
And there's no weapons, no shooting or anything. So it's like, okay, you can try and arrest these guys. They're not trying to harm us. But even if they were,
bazooka.
Huh?
So he pulls out the bazooka, and he's like, okay, this is it. And then they're like, we're not going to surrender. So he shoots the bazooka. The Hummer like swerves out of the way, like goes from a standstill to swerving out of the way. The bazooka hits the prematurely balding cop's car. And he's like, which one of you guys is responsible for this? As he's like, half his face is like blackened by soot from the explosion. And then the other one of the cops is like, and chucks the RPG at the other cop. And then they start chucking it back and forth. It's a funny bit, guys. So funny.
Why do they have the bazooka?
So anyway, that is the end of the cops. Now Blake and his house staff have arrived.
To save
They've
the
arrived.
children.
They tricked the first goon. They tricked the first goon into letting them in the house because Frenchie Pierre brings the stuff with him to make an hors d'oeuvre plate, which he holds up to the thing. They electrify the handle. The goon touches it. He electrifies. Boom, shoots backwards. So I also have a theory that the director of this film had recently found After Effects. This is in 1995, so After Effects is cool, and he was able to make lightning appear on things, and he was gonna ride that one all the way,
all the way to the bank.
To an Emmy,
all the way, baby.
An Oscar.
Yeah,
Oscar. That's the one I meant. An Emmy's like a TV one.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe this was straight to TV.
All the way to a country music award.
He went triple moonshot platinum.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't really have the specifics of what happened. They were just fighting.
Oh yeah, I mean,
taking down goons.
It was general goon shenanigans where they are sneaking their way in. They find the kids who are all in the kitchen. Then it is like the little girl and Blake have a heart to heart where she's like, "You're not Santa," and they stare at each other and they're like, and she's like, "You're even better."
You're not Santa. You're better.
And they hug.
Gag.
And I puke.
I hate that girl.
If she wasn't.
She still needs to go.
Yeah,
even if she's not possessed by demons.
She's possessed by demons. She is. Confirmed. You heard it here first. That little girl is possessed by demons.
She's overly sweet. It's chill. Chill out, little girl.
Be more human. Nobody likes what you're doing right now. You're obnoxious.
Gross. Why don't you go sing in an empty church somewhere free?
So it's at this point, I think, that Hulk is pulled into the office and all of the twists that have been spoiled thus far were revealed, save one.
Yes.
This is where we find out that Blake and Frost both were at this orphanage as a child and were best friends. Dun, dun, dun.
Why does he not remember his childhood? Did he have amnesia prior to the second amnesia? Why don't you remember your childhood? You don't remember the vaults. You don't remember the catacombs. There was nothing in there to hint at him maybe being I feel like this place seems familiar.
Why does he remember the combination and Frost doesn't? Why did they have to be friends as a kid? Why anything?
Okay. It makes sense that Frost was in that place because then he knew about the crystals.
Sure, he's been there before.
However, they would have known how to crack the code before, and then
know the combo. He's been in there.
And then also, why does Hulk not remember any of this?
Why does he not remember shit ever? His selective amnesia goes well beyond the head knockings we've seen thus far in the film, I believe.
They didn't explain it at all, and it's so annoying.
No. So Frost and Blake have a lightsaber-esque fight over the crystals.
Elf, Buddy the Elf redeems himself at this point. He gives him back the wallet and says everything in there.
I didn't steal any of your shit.
Yeah, so
we gotta hug. We gotta have a moment. Ugh, gross. And then there's some good wire effects.
Okay, I think they're in the church or something, and he saves him by he throws water on the electrocution girl, so she just electrocutes herself and dies. And then and
then there was a weird little speed up where he's up there and he's and he pulls out his hat and he puts it on and he squeaks it into place, but they sped up the footage real fast.
Ouch.
He took too long to put that hat on. They had to make it quick.
It's for time. It's for time reasons. The film was too long.
He was up on the balcony, so he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come down there and talk to you." And then he turns to go, and then he looks at a wire, and he goes and he's wire. Funniest damn shot. He starts rappelling himself down, However, they speed it up again, but you can see the big old harness
Obvious
shooting out of his shirt, and then he jumps down.
It's gone.
It is gone.
Obvious harness is obvious. So that happened, and then they're in the basement. Hulk runs down to the basement and has a lightsaber fight with Hulk using the electric rocks.
Yes.
The whole place eventually, is about to blow. He grabs Frost, pulls him outside. The entire building becomes electrified with those After Effects lightning effects, and then collapses into a pile of cardboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all the goons get arrested because the cops roll up in their blown up cars. And then they all get arrested for the illegal things that they were doing. And then they have the moment that we've all been waiting for. But that was our home. Where's we gonna go? Where we going?
Who said that?
What do you mean?
Where's we gonna go? Which child are you doing? All three of them together?
Yeah, they all said it simultaneously.
Where's we gonna go?
Where's we gonna go?
Where am I gonna keep my cigar collection?
Where?
And then we get Hulk. I think
I know a place. I know a vacant place. And so you think, okay, now they're all getting adopted happily ever after. This is awesome. Nope, he just dumps them off at Frost's house.
Because Frost is arrested, so he's not going to use it. So.
And nobody's using this place because the guy who owns it got arrested, right? So
you're still parentless.
That's free real estate.
Nobody loves you.
Nobody loves you.
But you can stay here. Hey, let's rip off the plastic.
Can we also talk about how Frost's
hedges.
estate is above somehow the hard labor camp that the prisoners were all taken to?
Yeah, it's right there on the.
Because they got a telescope that's like kind of pointed down off the front lawn, and they look through it. They're like, "Hey, look at that! There's Frost and all of his fucking idiots working at a hard labor camp, making the big rocks into little rocks."
And the the stereotypical black and white striped jumpsuits, picking up trash,
doing some chain gang.
Oh, what a happy ending!
So that's the film. The old man who worked at the orphanage was mowing the lawn in the middle of a birthday party or something, or a Christmas party.
Yeah,
there's also way more kids there. There's tons of kids there.
They made friends, okay?
Okay.
Or
found more orphans.
Or it was a happier story and more kids got abandoned. and now they all have friends.
All the kids died in the tragic mine shaft explosion.
What were they trying to do with that?
They're making they got electricity from the rocks. They're gonna do a power scheme.
Goodness gracious.
So that's the film. That was Santa with Muscles, guys. That's the one.
That's it. Holiday flick number 1 for you.
Everybody loves Christmas and or Christmas related things like Kwanzaa and Hanukkah.
That was the most un-Christmas feeling Christmas movie ever.
What do you mean? There was a zoom in on the hat at the end. He threw the hat. He's like, ha ha. And then it's a slow zoom on the hat.
I think because it's based in California, it looked hot.
It was hot. He was,
and I was
the Buddy the Elf was goddamn suntanning at the Christmas party. Hey, kids, get out, you in my light. I'm trying to do a tan here. Ba 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 ba.
Ah. So it didn't feel like Christmas because it was all hot.
I think my favorite character of the film was it had to be the old smoking mall owner.
The one you've made up in your head.
If you elves find Santa Claus, I got $50 with your name on it.
None of this happened this way. I'm gonna post a pic. Okay. This is her. Does that match?
I'm pretty sure that this is her.
Wait.
That's the one. That's exactly how I remember her.
Oh God. Okay. I guess I have to think of a favorite.
Well, first, vote for your favorite version of the mall owner.
We'll put up a poll just for you.
Just for you. Just for you.
Which one would you believe? Hi. I just want to make sure it's still going for me. It looked a little quiet.
Look, hey, the thing's, like, I see a lot of lines on your end from all you got. Does he even talk? Does all he fucking do shout? Is this a shout cast?
Fuck. I can't think of a favorite character.
You
All
have
right.
no favorite. There's so many options. There's so many characters with so much going on. All you got to do is pick one. Electric Ants. You got Geologist. You got the Crotch Doctor. You got Nick Frost, who has bad allergies.
I keep going back to Crotch Doctor because
Crotch Doctor.
he had like a Snape haircut, which is like the villainous haircut.
Yeah, this was the first pass at a Snape haircut.
And then he was like, his kink was obviously like being manhandled because
there was that scene. I forgot.
they were in the kitchen, right? And she was like distracting him because the kids were behind him. And so she was like flirting with him, like,
You're a lot different without those spoiled little punks around.
And that triggered her. She was like, don't you ever talk about my kids like that. And out as she like, because they were doing like this
you
whole
could
thing.
see an erection building in his eyes.
Yeah, like the kids like opened the freezer and they were gonna trip him and let him fall in it. So she's like pushing him back, and each time she's doing it, he's like, oh. So I kind of like that.
Yeah,
He redeemed himself with the stethoscope thing.
Crotch Doctor.
Wait, no. Our favorite character should be the lawn doctors.
The lawn doctor?
The scientific people on the lawn.
They were great. Okay, those are the 4 best characters in the film.
What's that thing they always say in Avengers? Like the quantum physics, the quantum mechanics, quantum anything, the quantum pancakes, everything.
Pen, pineapple, apple pen. You sound smart.
So, what would you rate it?
Would I rate this film? Let's see. I need this to be rated
PG-13.
PG-13. 13 crotch stethoscopes. PG-13 crotch stethoscopes. Yep, a stethoscope attached straight to the penis. Dangling from the pee-pee.
I want to give it 6 electrical crystals.
Ooh, 6 electrical crystals and 13 stethoscope penises. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Not bad. Solid holiday flick.
Not bad. Pretty good Christmas musical.
Who suggested this?
This was suggested by Justin from Australia. So thank you, Justin, in Australia. You done good, kid. Do you even know what Christmas is over there?
Yeah. Do you guys have Christmas?
Do you guys do that? You do everything backwards.
Maybe that's why he related to this Christmas, because it was hot.
That is hot.
Oh.
Yep, I get it.
We get it. Because I think what was his so he suggested this via our website, like a good little cookie.
He is a good cookie. You're a good cookie.
And he said, we ask why this movie when you suggest something. And he said, I don't know anyone outside my family who's ever watched this, and I need someone to share my pain. So I feel like this is like one of those movies where it's just like a cult classic within like your family or friend group, like, and you just watch it.
Yeah.
Because who's heard of this
movie? You see it once
movie?
and you never suggest it to somebody unless somebody like comes at you and be like, hey, suggest us a Christmas movie. And someone's like, got you. I got you. I remember one. I got one right here. It is taking up space rent free in my head my entire life. So you're welcome.
Goodness.
Rent free.
So some fun facts with me.
Fun facts with Dakota.
A little off on that.
Just line it up. Just line it up in post. But, yep, that makes sense. She's gonna line it up.
I got this.
Line it up.
So the original author's draft was changed so much that he sued to have his name removed. I need to see the original script.
I love that.
What was it?
Like, take my goddamn name off of this sack of shit. How did this get so out of hand?
What on earth was the original script?
I bet it was completely devoid of like the over elaborated goons.
Yeah, maybe.
I bet like, you know, it didn't have any of like the Hulk Hogan's rules at the beginning. I bet like I'm just removing all the shit. That's funny. I like that.
We need to find it.
That's a fun fact.
Oh my god. That little Asian girl at the beginning.
Right. The screamer.
I kind of thought this in my head, but that was Brenda's song. If anybody's familiar with like Disney, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, all that stuff, that's that what's her fucking name? London Tipton. There we go. That was her as a little
Tipton.
girl.
Baby London Tipton. BLT.
Oh, she was adorable. What are you two doing? Santa.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No way. I've got the sass down.
One of the executive producers is Jordan Belfort. Leonardo DiCaprio played him in Wolf of Wall Street.
Huh?
The guy that Wolf of Wall Street's about
Was a producer.
executive producer on this movie. I call that fake news.
That sounds like fake news.
Somebody's got to fact check that.
Well, I mean, I guess the amount of cocaine would explain some of the decisions.
I could see it happening, but at the same time, that sounds weird.
It does sound fake. That sounds like some weird ass shit to make up.
I already said that 70s show fun fact. That just came
Off
just
the
like
noggin.
all of these.
Yeah.
Off the noggin.
Off the noggin. Nothing.
That
is
one I
looked
knew
up.
because
all of our fun facts are discovered by us through our own research into the film.
Heavily researched.
Every fun fact.
But I researched that fun fact by watching lots of that 70s show.
If you find out that the information I'm providing is presumed false by anyone, we cannot be sued. This is a signed audio contract by you because you listened.
You listened, and that is
Them's the rules.
them's the rules. Just like we can't be canceled.
Cannot cancel us. We are uncancelable.
Yeah. By listening, you are agreeing.
Thank you for agreeing and listening. Boy,
We
I'm so
appreciate
glad that
you.
you heard this.
That's it for fun facts.
That's it for fun facts.
Be sure to get in your favorite holiday flicks, whether it's Hallmark, random nostalgic family flicks that you like.
Preferably any of them with Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick's. Any of my favorite.
Any of the Chris's.
Any of the Chris's. Maybe not Pratt, but
TP.
Henry Cavill.
He's a weirdo.
Henry Golding. There is a Christmas movie with Henry Golding, guys. Write it down. But anyway, no, or whatever you want to watch.
Whatever you want to watch. Whatever you want us to watch.
Yeah, anything new comes out.
Yeah.
Tell us. We have a few more weeks of this. We have a few more weeks of December. I'm going to remind everybody on our socials. Be sure to get them in.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Okay. Dakota, if somebody wants to get them in, how do they do it? I bet they know. Click on the link below. Or.
Was I telling or you telling?
Well, I said click on the link below, and then I said or. And then
yeah. So in the podcast, video, audio, like whatever version you're watching this, there are links below in the description.
They're so close to you.
If you want to do it at a later date, like, oh, you're just like, you're just walking around your day doing your shit, and then you're like, I have this. Go to our Instagram. Fastest way, probably. Go to our Instagram, hit suggest movies here. It's in our little link in the bio, and it's easy. It'll take you straight to the page.
Click, 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 click.
It's so easy.
Click, 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 click.
If you don't know how to follow rules, you can also just like DM us on whatever.
Follow the rules. Follow the rules. Follow the rules. Follow.
You can always DM us. Let us know. Well, honestly, like, we'll take whatever we can get. Just send us your movie suggestions.
We ain't picky. We just like movies.
We just like your suggestions.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go watch a movie right now.
What? What movie?
I don't know yet. But I'm going to go watch one that I suggested. And then I'm going to tell you about it. So have fun. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.